Today I'll share proven methods to help you make consistent progress in your life through small, manageable steps that create lasting change. Are you struggling with situations like these? You want to improve your life but feel overwhelmed by where to start. You set big goals but end up procrastinating and giving up after a few days. You feel stuck in the same patterns, wanting to move forward but not knowing how to create meaningful change. You try to do everything at once and end up burning out, then feel guilty about not following through. If any of this sounds familiar, you're definitely not alone, and today's methods will help you break free from these cycles. Let me explain why most people struggle with making progress, even when they really want to change. The main issue is that we try to do too much too quickly, which overwhelms our brain's natural adaptation process. Think of it like trying to lift weights that are way too heavy for you. Instead of building strength gradually, you just end up injured and discouraged. Our brains are designed to resist sudden, dramatic changes because they feel threatening and unstable. Another common mistake is focusing on perfection instead of consistency. Many people think they need to do everything perfectly from day one, so when they miss a day or don't perform at their ideal level, they interpret it as failure and give up entirely. This all-or-nothing thinking actually works against long-term success because it makes you more likely to quit when you face inevitable setbacks. The third problem is underestimating the power of small actions. We live in a culture that celebrates big, dramatic transformations, so small steps feel insignificant and worthless. But research from multiple universities shows that tiny, consistent actions compound over time to create remarkable results. The key is understanding that small doesn't mean ineffective, it means sustainable and powerful. Now let me share 6 practical methods that will help you make consistent progress starting today. These aren't theoretical concepts. They're specific techniques you can implement immediately to transform how you approach any goal or change you want to make in your life. First, let's talk about the micro-habit foundation method. This technique involves starting with actions so small they seem almost ridiculously easy. Here's exactly how to do it. Choose one tiny action related to your goal that takes less than 2 minutes to complete. For example, if you want to start exercising, commit to just 1 push-up per day. If you want to read more, commit to reading just 1 page. If you want to eat healthier, commit to eating 1 piece of fruit. The key is making it so small that you literally cannot fail or make excuses not to do it. Next, attach this micro-action to something you already do consistently every day. This could be right after you brush your teeth, immediately after you pour your morning coffee, or the moment you sit down at your desk to start work. The existing habit acts as an automatic trigger for your new behavior. Do this exact same sequence every single day for 2 weeks, focusing only on consistency, not performance or results. After it feels completely automatic and natural, then you can gradually increase the duration or intensity by tiny amounts. The beauty of this method is that it removes the mental resistance that usually stops us from starting. When something feels too easy to skip, you'll actually do it consistently. A research institution found that people who used micro-habits were more likely to maintain new behaviors after 6 months compared to those who started with larger commitments. Start ridiculously small. If it feels too easy, it's probably the perfect size for building the foundation of lasting change. The second method is the daily win tracking system. This creates momentum through visible progress and accountability. Get a simple notebook, phone app, or calendar where you can track your daily actions. Each morning, write down one small, specific action you'll take toward your goal that day. Make sure this action is achievable within 15 to 30 minutes maximum and is completely within your control. For example, instead of writing, exercise, write, do 10 jumping jacks in my living room. Instead of, eat healthy, write, have a salad with lunch. Instead of, be more productive, write, organize my desk for 15 minutes. The specificity makes it clear exactly what success looks like, and the small size makes it easy to accomplish even on busy or difficult days. Complete this action during the day, regardless of how you feel, how busy you are, or what other things come up. This teaches your brain that you're someone who follows through on commitments to yourself. Each evening, mark it complete and write 1 sentence about how it felt or what you noticed. This reflection helps reinforce the positive experience and builds awareness of your progress. Most importantly, celebrate each completion, no matter how small it seems. This could be as simple as saying, "Yes, I did it," to yourself, doing a little victory dance, or putting a checkmark on your calendar. These celebrations trigger the brain's reward system and make you more likely to repeat the behavior tomorrow. People who used this tracking system reported feeling more confident and motivated within just 1 week of starting. The third method is the context stacking technique. which makes new habits automatic by linking them to your existing routines. Start by listing 3 things you do every single day at consistent times. These should be very stable routines that you never skip, like brewing your morning coffee, checking your email before work, or washing your face before bed. Choose one of these as your anchor habit, the behavior that will trigger your new progress action. Immediately after completing your anchor habit, perform your new action. The timing is crucial here. It should happen right after, not just sometime later in the day. This creates a strong mental link between the two behaviors. For example, after I pour my morning coffee, I will write down 3 things I'm grateful for. Or, after I close my laptop at the end of the workday, I will do 5 minutes of stretching. The new action should be small enough that it doesn't disrupt your existing routine or make you late for other commitments. Keep repeating this exact sequence daily until the connection becomes automatic. Usually this takes about 2 to 3 weeks of consistent practice. Choose anchor habits that happen in the same physical location where you want to do your new action, because environmental cues make the connection even stronger. Research teams have found that context stacking is one of the most effective ways to build lasting habits because it works with your brain's natural pattern recognition systems. The 4th method is the progress visibility method, which harnesses the psychological power of seeing your consistency accumulate over time. Create a simple visual tracking system that you'll see multiple times throughout the day. This could be a calendar where you put check marks or stickers, a jar where you add marbles or coins, or even a simple chart on your wall where you color in squares. Each day you complete your small progress action, mark it immediately in your visual system. The key is making this marking feel like a mini celebration rather than just record keeping. Use colorful pens, special stickers, or whatever makes the process feel positive and rewarding. Place this tracking system somewhere highly visible, your bathroom mirror, kitchen counter, computer monitor, or refrigerator door. When you see your streak growing, let yourself feel genuinely proud of the consistency you're building. This visual feedback creates what psychologists call a progress loop. Seeing progress motivates you to continue, which creates more progress to see. If you miss a day, mark it honestly and immediately plan when you'll restart. Don't try to hide the gap or give up because your streak is broken. Instead, focus on how quickly you can get back to building consistency. Studies from multiple research institutions show that people who use visual progress tracking are significantly more likely to maintain new behaviors long-term because the visibility creates accountability and motivation. The 5th method is the energy-based timing strategy, which optimizes when you do your progress actions based on your natural energy rhythms. For 1 week, pay close attention to your energy levels throughout the day. Notice when you feel most alert, motivated, and capable, and when you feel sluggish, distracted, or tired. Most people have their highest energy in the morning, typically within the first 2 to 3 hours after waking up. This is when your willpower and decision-making abilities are strongest, before they get depleted by the demands of the day. However, some people are naturally more energetic in the afternoon or evening, so pay attention to your individual patterns. Once you identify your peak energy period, schedule your most important progress action during this time. Protect this time slot from other commitments, distractions, or low-priority tasks. Use your high-energy time for the behaviors that matter most to your long-term goals, and save easier, maintenance activities for when your energy is lower. This strategy works because it aligns your most important actions with your natural biological rhythms instead of fighting against them. When you try to do challenging things during low energy periods, you're much more likely to skip them or perform them poorly. A research team found that people who aligned their goal-related activities with their peak energy periods were more consistent and achieved better results with less effort. The final method is the compassionate reset protocol, which helps you bounce back quickly from inevitable setbacks and maintain long-term momentum. When you miss a day, feel like giving up, or face a challenging situation, pause and acknowledge what happened without judgment or self-criticism. Beating yourself up actually makes you less likely to get back on track, so treat setbacks as normal parts of the process. Ask yourself this specific question. What's the smallest step I can take right now to move forward? This could be doing a modified version of your usual action, doing just a tiny portion of it, or simply planning when you'll do it next. The goal is to re-engage with your progress goal as quickly as possible, even if it's in a smaller way than usual. Take that small step immediately, even if it's much smaller than what you normally do. This breaks the all or nothing thinking that often leads to giving up entirely. Remind yourself that consistency matters more than perfection, and that flexible people who adapt to challenges are more successful than rigid people who quit when things don't go perfectly. Finally, plan specifically when you'll do your next regular progress action. Put it in your calendar, set a reminder, or tell someone else about your plan. This forward-looking approach helps you get back into your routine quickly instead of getting stuck in regret about what went wrong. Let me summarize the key points we've covered today. First, start with micro actions that are so small they feel almost too easy. This removes resistance and builds consistency. Next, link new habits to existing routines using context stacking to make them automatic. Then, track your daily progress visually to build momentum and maintain motivation. Fourth, schedule your most important actions during your highest energy periods for maximum effectiveness. Fifth, focus on showing up consistently rather than performing perfectly every time. Finally, use setbacks as learning opportunities and reset quickly with compassion rather than criticism. The most important thing to remember is that small, consistent actions compound over time to create remarkable results. You don't need to transform your entire life overnight, you just need to start with one tiny step and build from there. Your future self will thank you for beginning today, no matter how small that beginning might seem. After watching this video, please choose just one method that resonated with you and try it for the next 7 days. Start with something so small it feels easy, and focus only on consistency during this first week. You might be surprised by how much momentum you can build in just 1 week of small, daily actions. If today's content was helpful for you, please hit the like button to let me know. If you want more practical strategies for improving your life through simple, sustainable methods, please subscribe to the channel. Let's work together to make meaningful progress, one small step at a time. That's all for today, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.